I think everybody has said, thank you for being here because it's Saturday, but I consider it a responsibility. 13 years ago, I saw that I wanted to make sure, as Nicole has said, very important, and as her father, Ernesto, who I met over 13 years ago, is that we wanted to make sure that our kids had every opportunity. Queríamos estar seguros que nuestros hijos tenían lo mejor y cada oportunidad. Eso fue hace 13 años. Mi esposa y yo graduamos de Edgewood, Kennedy High School. Ahí nos conocimos los dos. Yo estaba en la band y ella estaba en el pep squad, era cheerleader. And that's true, it's true. So we met each other in high school and decided since then that we wanted, one, to our family be the best that we could be, but also give back to our community. Eso decidimos desde el principio. Queríamos prepararnos para nuestra familia, pero también para nuestra comunidad. Entonces yo lo veo como un deber. Yes, thank you for being here, but I think it's our responsibility. Because no one else is going to take care of our kids but us. Second, they're not kids anymore. At 8th grade, they're young men and women. So nosotros vamos a considerar como nuestros hijos our children, but they're not. And we need to start treating them like young men and women. Ya no son niños. Y esto lo voy a decir con todo respeto porque como yo soy de Edgewood, hace 10 años yo fui a hablar con el superintendente de Edgewood y le dije, tenemos que hacer algo mejor para nuestros niños. Y empezamos un programa con los de middle school. Y él, con todo respeto, me dice, yo fui a la escuela con él, me dice, no, el programa está muy difícil para ellos. Lo vamos a tener que hacer que se levanten el sábado. Lo vamos a tener que hacer que vengan durante el verano. And I said, so what? If we don't make sure that our kids know to be responsible, committed, and high achievers, if we lower the bar for our kids, that's what they're going to do. If we raise the bar, like Nicole said, some of them may fail, but that's life, no? We fail sometimes. If we get up and how we approach that failure is what makes us a success. Ya basta que nuestros niños, nuestra comunidad, nos dan lo de acá. Y que si no me das, pues no hago nada. ¿Qué es para mí? What do I get out of it? No. What do we put in there to make sure that our future is the best? So that's why, to me, working with the National Hispanic Institute was a natural process. And I love working with them, and now it's been 13 years, so much that my kids went through the program. I don't trust my kids to anyone. And all my kids have done it, my 3 children. And one of them is here as one of the staff. You'll meet him later if you haven't. But I don't easily do that. And so because I trusted them, because I know what they're doing is correct, I let them work with my kids. I'm going to let my wife tell you about a little bit about the CLC that we have here. And Mr. Martinez, as I said, whatever we can do to work with you, to join as we have our meetings, ¿verdad? Cuando tengamos nosotros nuestras reuniones, porque nos tenemos que ayudar y compartir. Pero déjeme ahora dejar a mi esposa, la única vez que me deja hablar ella primero, ¿verdad?
The way that the students found out about these programs was through the schools. But the schools weren't really promoting the program. And so it happened one day that he went to the counselor, pulled it out of the trash can, said, what's that? And the counselor goes, well, you can go ahead and get it from there. So he joined, he went to the program, and when he came back, he was very enthused. And I know that a lot of times, you know, parents come to us and say, thank you so much, and we go, no, thank you. All of the children we work with are a product of all of you. And the most important message that I can give you is that you have to participate. You have to have questions. And so just like when my son came back and he goes, now I understand everything you have said to me about the importance of family, about the importance of community, about the importance of education, it all of a sudden like clicked. And sometimes all we are is just that turning on the light for them of everything that you've done. And so what we do is that we recruit for all the programs. We're very involved in the 9th grade program, But in addition, our students decided it isn't enough to just go to a program. What do we do when we come back? And so a lot of the students that you see here is exactly what they do. What good is going to a program if you can't practice it? So our students, when we're here throughout the year, I like to tell the story of the library. I know that a lot of you, when you go to the library, you know how it has different sections of ethnicity, and it's got the section of Chinese culture. Well, there was one that it didn't have, and it was the Mexican-American culture, or the Hispanic section. Well, our students from 13 years ago presented themselves before the board of the library, and they said, why don't you have more on that? And if you go back to the Express and News, you'll find that article. They made a change. And that was just a beginning, and just like Mr. Martinez, you shared all those important experiences. You don't realize that you are creating your leader every time you talk to them, every time you discipline them, every time you sit down and they move on to high school and they select an extracurricular activity. You have to make a choice. It's not just pep squad, it isn't music. It's asking, what choices do I have for my child to build upon all these experiences? But the Community Leadership Council takes it a step further. We expect our children and your involvement to get them to graduate from a university. But right now is when it's important of making them think about both sides of intellectual topics that are so important, because so they go to college, so they graduate, and then what? So that when they graduate, they do much more than carry a diploma with them. And so we expect, the minute you became a parent, it was our obligation to continue to be a part of their life. Even when they get in high school and they say they don't want you to be there, be with them. Be behind them. They do want you to be there. Trust us. We see that a lot.